Hey, you subscribed. Does it feel good?
Thanks, Boogie.
Hey, you subscribed. Hey, you subscribed. Hey, you subscribed. Does it feel good?
Where are we?
Because you'd be in jail.
Yeah, you would. You'd be in jail. Here we are. Doc Martin, Phil D'Angelo. Say hello, Doc. Oh, by the way, if you're just watching the show for the first time, the first hour is all politics, and then the second hour, oh geez, who the hell knows what we're going to be talking about? Sex, drugs, and Kool-Aid.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. No, we don't talk
Woohoo!
about.
Why not?
We
Come
don't
on.
talk. That's been banned. We don't talk about rock and roll.
Where is your sense of adventure, Yank? Come on.
Rock and roll has been banned. So
Well, luckily we know pirates that'll get us by.
pilots,
Pirates.
pirates went out in the
Pirate
17th
radio,
century.
We know some pirates that'll get us some tunes, you know. Don't you watch their opener? Hi, y'all. Happy Saturday evening. Welcome to Mega Promises Kept. We're so glad you keep coming back to see us. And for new people, we're glad to have you. We're just pull you up a seat and get you your favorite libation and let us tell you about all the winning we're doing, even under trying circumstances. Because you know what? Our POTUS rocks. So I feel quite confident that we are about to get up on our wobbly little legs and take off for the finish line. How about you, Yank?
I missed all of that except for the finish line because Periscope sucks. I hate
Oh, I'm
Periscope.
telling you.
I'm sitting here
People
struggling with Periscope.
Bullshit.
What was that?
Yeah.
Oh, holy cow!
Everything they can to try us, don't they?
Boogie Bumper just dropping the Ninja Genie on us.
Woo, I don't know what that is, but I like the sound of it.
Yeah, that was nice. Thank you, Boogie.
A ninja.
In case you missed
Oh,
last night's
yeah.
Boogie Daily Boogie, he did a special on Friday night. Let's help Boogie get to 1,000 followers. If you haven't been following Boogie Bumper, follow him on D Live. Boogie Bumper, we need to get him to 1,000 so that we can have our 1,000 boogers party. 1,000 boogers.
Booksters.
Boogers. No,
He's our bookster.
we're called boogers.
I know you can be a booger all you want because you are one, but I'm a bookster.
Yes, make sure you
Sorry,
make
that
sure-
sounds better than booger.
Doc wants to be a
You
booger.
Yankee are one. I will attest to that.
Doc secretly wants to be a booger. I know she does. You want to be a booger, don't you,
Tell
Doc?
that's just how on my priority list. Well, Yankee, now don't be saying you cannot dilly dally and call it lollygagging. We got a lot to cover, so you better start pulling that up now. Because you're gonna be going, oh, we're running out of time. I'm gonna have to cut you off.
Oh, I'm already getting bossed around. Okay, here we go.
Don't you love it? You missed me, didn't you? Whole 2 days without bossiness.
Oh, why is... Oh, I hate Periscope. Good grief.
Who's a hooker? I just saw RM John saying something about a hooker.
Doc,
What is that?
does Doc want to be a hooker?
Well, I mean, I know what that is, but I mean, who is one? Is what I should be asking.
I was saying real quick
But
before.
hey, y'all don't forget to share out. I always forget to say that. Please share out so we can get some new people because we're
Yes.
just a little step short of you know.
Yeah, we're horrible at promoting ourselves. Absolutely suck at it. We're horrible at it.
Well, speak
Periscope
for
is
yourself now,
asshole.
Yank. But I
So-
could do better.
So just
Hold on,
just
hey,
real quick.
Has everybody caught our new advertisement?
Um,
Have they seen the new advertisement?
Not yet, but I'll play it tonight.
Renee thought you said I wanted to be a hooker. Renee, I'm sorry, but my husband does not let me date. I am saying he's so old fashioned.
We've got a lot of work. We've got a
I
lot
have
of work
to find
to.
some other second form of income.
We got a lot of
Hear
content to
what
get
Bill
through
tries
here,
to do
Doc.
to me. Y'all don't let him pimp me out like that.
So, oh wow, it's hot in here. Anyway,
But it is.
we're gonna get to some content, but poor Boogie last night. If you watched the Daily Boogie special last night, that poor man could not get through any content last night. We broke Boogie last night.
Y'all broke him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we.
Well, I
broke
got
him.
to be there for part of it.
Oh, you were part of the breaking?
I was there for part of it, and then unfortunately, it always comes at the most inopportune time. That real life family of mine are so pesky. They keep wanting to be fed, and they expect me to do, like motherly things like, clean house or do laundry. And I mean, they're just so pesky. I'm just wondering if we get to change quarantine partners anytime soon. I'm ready to trade mine in. My
Oh.
dishwasher broke. They think
There's some
I'm
sex in it for you.
just saying. Well, that's why Renee thought you were trying to make me into a hooker.
I was-
I'm saying, Renee, he's desperate. He'll put me up to anything. He'll try to anyway. I just thought he didn't offer himself up. I mean, I didn't see him offering to do anything for the give one for the gipper.
I advised Boogie last night not to take a shower after that raping we gave him. That way he could call the police and get the rape kit ready and get some evidence of that raping last night. Holy cow.
Oh my Lord.
It was the first time I've ever seen Boogie speechless. He just couldn't stop laughing. It was funny. You missed it. You got to go back and watch
I
the replay.
missed that part. I'm gonna have to go back and catch it again. I have a feeling Boogie being speechless would be tantamount to me being speechless, and that don't happen very often. I can just tell you, I'm usually either sick or almost dead. You know, one of those two things.
Oh my goodness, that'd be like I can't. There's nothing to describe you being speechless. So
Hey! It's like my husband. I came home one time and I had laryngitis, you know, and I couldn't talk. And I caught my husband telling my daughter they were about to have a vacation for the next 3 days. We won't go there though.
oh, Periscope finally opened for me. It's only been 13 minutes. Awesome.
Yeah, Scott, I did too. Phil obviously has thoughts for my second part-time job.
Oh,
Yankee, we got a lot to cover because I sent you a whole bunch.
full
'Cause believe it or
disclosure,
not,
I did
no matter
not.
what the mainstream media wants you to hear, we still win. America still rocks because we've got a great president.
Full disclosure, I do not want Doc to become a hooker. I wanted her to become a booger. So
A booger.
yes, a booger.
Yeah, so he says now, guys. After the show, he'll be going, well, have you not got any plans for the next weekend?
Oh, I don't even have a sound button for that. I don't even know what to push for that.
We're going to build the wall.
Okay.
Oh, I like that one. Build the wall. You can do that one anytime.
Which one?
I'm gonna be a Dolomite spot.
The Ellie Mae one? After all,
No.
you are the brunette Ellie Mae.
I am not. You stop that. I do not sound like her.
One, if Doc Martin
she's
is the brunette Ellie Mae. Two, if she's not. Audience, let's go. You're
I'm
gonna lose another
watch,
poll
and
there,
I'm gonna
Doc.
take names. Let me get my pen out. I'm gonna start taking names of people. Let me see somebody right now say that. She's a hick. See, there's a difference between being Southern and being a hick.
Two.
Now, I have
Aaron
not
Johns.
climbed trees in a very long time.
UK Neil says 5, so that's 5 ones. I'm counting that as 5 ones.
Oh, you wouldn't say that. You would. I'm just saying.
And look,
Absolutely.
here's an incentive. Doc Martin has critters too.
Well, I don't have them. They live around me, though. Although Woody has been back with a vengeance. And I do have an update. I updated my war strategy, so I'll have to tell you a little bit about
Woody's back.
it. But honey, he has come on my chimney again several times, but I've got him every time. And I even got him on my neighbor's roof.
We're going to build the wall.
Okay,
Sits
We
in
got-
my neighbor's tree and gives me the evil eye. That's what it is. So
we
I
got
fixed his little sexy britches. You're next.
we got
All right, hurry up. Come on. You're lollygagging.
we got 46 minutes or 44 minutes worth of politics now before we get to the stuff we've been doing for the first 16 minutes of the show.
Really? Oh, Renee, I already
Yes, I do.
tried to do that, but I live in the city limits, so they're real pesky about my gun. And my husband
Thank
doesn't
you
want
very
me to
much.
have my BB gun in the city limits or my pellet gun. Can you believe that? Just saying. I think they're after me. But I've got other weapons. And I got them all. Anyway, on to another subject. You better start bringing it up. Come on now. Can't be a little gay. You cannot bark like a puppy if you're going to run with us big dogs now, Phil.
Okay, we got 43 minutes of politics before we start the stuff we've been doing for 17 minutes. Ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, first one. Whoa, why'd that get over there? Anyway, I'm all screwed up tonight because my light broke, so I got some little dinky light dangling over me and it's driving me nuts. And I see all kinds of little sparkles on my screen, which is driving me nuts too. But my light broke just as I was going to get on, so what are you going to do? Anyway,
Well,
anywho, here
just
we go.
make lemonade out of lemons, don't you? You little sparkly booger.
This was let me go back and give some context
So
before I
you're
start
not
playing
you're
the
not
video.
even just a regular booger. You're a sparkly booger.
Yeah, I'm a sparkly booger. Okay, so Steve Guest on Twitter, buckle up, grab your popcorn. Dan Crenshaw, Texas, goes point by point in the methodical fact check of Bill Maher. God, I hate that guy. Although sometimes he's got some decent points. I'll give him some credit on some things. Why not? As the
I wouldn't.
HBO host
He's not
tries to
true.
push bogus liberal talking points about the real Donald Trump administration's coronavirus response. What he said about, I think he said something about Muslims one time, about how we shouldn't, bend over backwards. And
Well, that would be the first time that I
Yeah.
agreed with him, but
and
he's
something
he
about
Hey, you
always stands
subscribed.
for it.
Does it feel good?
he has said thank you for the gifted sub, Boogie. I think he said a few things here and there that have surprised me, but let's see. Let's see.
It'd take more than surprising me to get him off my dirty list. I don't think he can. I've seen things about that man.
see
Just
what's
saying.
what's going to be
Hey,
tough.
you subscribed.
Oh,
Does
thanks.
it feel good?
Thank you for the gifted sub, Boogie. Oh, we're not getting to the content here. Let's
Now,
see.
Bookie, you're gonna have to let him finish now because I'm having trouble keeping him on track tonight.
Oh, let's see. Now, this is going to be tough for Mar because he's used to having that studio audience of all I hate Trump people in there. Every single one of them hate Trump in that audience. So this has got to be tough for Mar without that audience backing him up 100%. Like they
All
normally
those
do, right?
left-wing libnuts. You mean he had to stand on his own two shaky little legs? He's probably got scarecrow legs. He's probably got bird legs. Just saying.
And here's the kicker: Dan Crenshaw has gone against the president on a few things, which is fine if you disagree.
I don't mind somebody that disagrees respectfully.
Yes, and
And
he's
he is,
disagreeing.
and he's very analytical and
Respectfully.
got a great mind. And he's a vet. He put everything on the line.
And the president does listen when you disagree. So,
Mhm.
so let's see what happens here.
He takes him to town.
This did not have to happen. Alex Azar,
Oh, damn Twitter! There is a app to download
his
Twitter
health
videos,
and
but
human-
I'm afraid to download it because I don't know. I don't trust half these Chinese apps. So I rarely download some app like that to download videos. Now, half of them are made in China, right?
Honey, I don't even breathe when I pop bubble wrap because that air's from China. I don't
Services
trust
guy,
them any further than I
January
can
18th,
throw
he
'em.
warned him about this. And again on January 30th, Trump said he was being an alarmist. Peter Navarro, somebody else who talks to Trump a lot, told him directly January 29th, you got to get ahead of this. February 10th.
2 days later, he implemented a restrictive travel ban.
Hey,
from
you
China, which he was
subscribed.
widely criticized.
Does it
for.
feel
So
good?
that same day, on January 31st,
Thank you for
Nancy
the gifted
Pelosi
sub, Boogie.
proposed the No Ban Act, which would be congressional limitation on what President Trump's actually able to do with that travel restriction.
Now, we brought that up on a previous show, Doc, where Trump banned travel from China, and the very next day, Nancy Pelosi, and where'd that bill go, by the way? The No Ban Act?
You
That
don't
got,
hear anything about that anymore.
yeah, that got swept under the
Conveniently
carpet.
enough.
Well, she swept that under the carpet right away. The second
Of
day.
course.
Yeah.
They'll fit their narrative. But I'm saying you just wait. Crenshaw takes him to town.
Okay, but that's
It's
right.
great.
He lies about that. He first of all, he
How
didn't.
does he lie about it? What do you mean?
He said he stopped people coming in from China. He did not. He said he was ahead of it. 43 countries did it before we did. There are still people coming in from China. He only stopped foreign nationals.
Yeah, okay. Let me address that because I know that's what people are saying right now. But the reality is that was about 40,000 people came in after that. These were U.S. citizens and green card holders and passport holders being repatriated. U.S. citizens. So you have to make the argument then that we shouldn't allow them in. And I mean, it sounds to me like you're fully agreeing with President Trump on this when everybody else disagreed with him. And,
No,
and if
I-
you're saying that you wish that travel restriction had been more extreme, okay, fine. I
Well-
mean, you apparently had the foresight back then, but when nobody else did. But the fact is, you know, if Joe Biden was in charge at that moment, he's already said he wouldn't have done it. He criticized it at the time. Nancy Pelosi actually proposed legislation to stop it.
Okay,
So,
but people
you know,
are people are still coming in from China. It wasn't just foreign nationals, but let's get off that. Let me just go back to the timeline for a minute. February 10th, after these warnings, he says it's going to go away.
He didn't say it was just foreign nationals either, if you listen to what Crenshaw said. But do you notice how Maher just cuts out half of what he said and moves along, right?
Because he doesn't have a leg to stand on to go back to.
Well,
so,
he's like looking around for his studio audience to start screaming. he's like staring into space. Oh, where's my audience? You know?
Yeah, I think he's going to be waiting a while.
In April with the heat because he had a hunch. February 25th, he goes to India. This is 4 days after the White House Coronavirus Task Force said we're going to have to lock down the country. And Dr. Nancy Messonnier, who's in charge of the Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases. Wait a second, let me just finish. She announced this on the 26th. On the 25th that we're going to have to lock down the country. He said the next day, 15 people have it, and it's soon going to be close to zero. March 6th, he said anyone who...
I don't know if you noticed, but he is terrible without his studio there.
Yeah, I think he's kind of taken aback. I don't think he's used to not that studio or the laugh track, you know.
A lot of these guys are terrible when they don't have 30 people catering to them.
Because you'd be in jail.
Oh, thank you.
And hairstylists and makeup artists and
Thank you for the
lighting
diamond, Boogie.
crews and all those things that make them look really good. All of a sudden, they haven't been looking so good, have they?
No,
I think it's kind of funny. Welcome to my world.
I've
I'm
never
saying.
seen Maher stuttering and stumbling through his. Now I've seen Brian Kilmeade. That guy frustrates me, but that's a whole nother story. If you ever listen to Brian Kilmeade in the morning on his radio show, you wonder how this guy makes millions of dollars to be on the radio. I just don't get it. But anyway, they all stink without the professionals making them sound good. That's right, Boogie.
And looking good. I mean, they just, you can see
they
that they're
forgot how to talk.
all they
Iceman.
are is on-air talent. They're not really practicing the art of journalism anymore. All they do is get up there and look good. You can be an empty, pretty face. Don't have a brain in their heads, which most of them don't. And as long as they can make them look good and put them in front of a teleprompter, then they've got it made because the brains are behind them whispering in their earpieces. And that all comes from the same 6 sources. We all know that. So that's why mainstream media is so lame, guys.
Thank you very much.
You're all hear the same old narrative on every channel. Might be
Thank you very much.
different, might sound just a tad different, but not much.
Thank you
'cause they
very
even
much.
use the same words. So, but they're all empty-headed.
Thank you
they
very
just
much.
say what is they're told to. So, I'd rather be a free
Thank you
thinker.
very much.
Victor Von Schroom. Bill Maher stutters
Thank
all
you
the
very
time.
much.
His mockumentary, he couldn't
Thank
stick
you very much.
a narrative either. Still no eye patch. Really fan though. Well,
to build the wall.
he disagrees with the president, but he does it respectfully. At least.
Thank you very much.
Got to say that.
And most things he does agree. It's just been a few things here and there. And that's okay. I like a man that knows his own mind.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
oh, boogie bumpers slamming us, getting me off track here.
going to build the wall.
What is he doing? Is he messing? Hey, don't be messing with
Thank
the
you very
content of my
much.
show. He's my producer. Get back to work.
Okay, here we go.
going to build the wall.
Oh, here we go. Lemon after lemon ice cream. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Wants a test
Thank you,
can
Boogie.
get it, which is still
Okay, let me
completely...
stick to February. 'cause
completely
as you
wrong.
Go forward because you mentioned February 25th. The day before, February 24th, That's when the administration
Thank you very
requested
much.
$2.5 billion from Congress to fulfill, CDC, NIH, and FDA
Thank you very
funding to
much.
combat the virus and the potential spread of it. What happened right then? I'll tell
Thank
you
you
because I
very
was in
much.
Congress and I know what happened. Did we vote on a supplemental funding bill? No. Did we wait days
Thank
to
you very
vote?
much.
No, still didn't vote on it. You know what we voted on later that week? Nancy Pelosi, the only thing she would put on the floor
Because
to
you'd
vote
be
on
in
was
jail.
a bill to ban flavored tobacco. That's what actually happened. It
We're
was
going to
only a
build
week
the
later that we
wall.
actually voted on supplemental funding that the administration requested. Your
Thank you very
criticism
much.
appears to be based in one thing, that Trump was overly optimistic. That's his style. You know, again,
Thank you very
you can
much.
criticize it. That's fine. But it's not
Well-
connected to the actions that were actually.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I moved the alert, but did you hear that? that
I couldn't hear anything, but
Thank you
thank you
very
very
much.
much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
that's
Thank you very much.
that's I forgot what I was going to say now.
Thank you very much.
She was
Thank you
working
very
on,
much.
and this should interest some people in the audience. She was working on banning flavored
Thank you very much.
Becca,
tobacco and
Rebecca.
vaping products. That's what her main concern was when she got back.
because she wants to tell you how to live, what to do.
We're going to
You
build
can come
the
out of your
wall.
house. There's one guy that's even saying that he could see this
Thank you
lasting
very
another
much.
year and a half, and you're going, buddy, over your dead body will it last another year and a
Because
half?
you'd be in jail.
I don't know about y'all, but Civil War would come way before then. Just saying.
We're going to build the wall.
I'm just going to play the content.
actually
You
taken.
might
Because
wanna
if I back
just
up
turn
even
that down
Thank you
further,
very
just a
much.
hair.
February 14th, CDC announces ongoing work with 5 laboratories to perform community-based influenza
Because you'd be in
surveillance
jail.
and study the spread of the virus. We're in a fact-finding mode in February. People forget.
Thank you very
People
much.
keep calling February this lost month,
The
but
world
it's really not. There's just that's an easy and cheap
We're going to
accusation
build the
because there's no
wall.
big bold moves taken like there was in January or like there was in March.
Thank you very
But the
much.
reality is, our government was working to create that test. Now, did they work as fast
Thank
as
you
we
very
would have
much.
liked? No, of course not. And there's a lot of reasons for that, which I'm happy to go into.
Guys
By
got me
March 3rd,
sweating
Thank you
here.
there
very
was
much.
only 102 cases in the United States, and yet I'm hearing criticism that we should have been
Thank you very
locked down
much.
weeks earlier. But would you think the American people would have accepted that with only 100
Thank you
cases
very much.
in the United States? Italy didn't lock down until March 10th. Spain not until March 14th. UK
Thank you
not
very
until
much.
later in March. Places like Sweden's never locked down. And so I provide all
We're
of that
going to build the
context
wall.
as we try to basically accuse this man of
Thank you very
of-
much.
well, he's being accused of having blood on his hands, and context is so important here.
Well, it is. And
Because
also,
you'd be in
it's not
jail.
just about being optimistic, it's about being right. The world was aware of this. And since Thank when you does very much. America take its lead from Italy and Spain?
Well, because those were where the outbreaks
you
were
very much.
happening.
I understand.
Right? Well, I'm pointing it out again for context.
But-
If we're going to criticize somebody's actions, we have
going
to
to
do it in the
build the
context of the
wall.
facts they knew at the time. And so I'm just trying to be fair here. That I don't really care about
We're
defending
going to
him or
build
his
the
actions. I
wall.
just care about letting people know
Well-
the truth. And when people make these accusations, I
Thank you
have to
very
ask
much.
them a question: is the goal to make Trump look bad, or is the goal to get to the truth? Because there's two different sets of answers.
Thank you
for
very
that.
much. Okay, but sometimes they converge. Sometimes the truth is that somebody who says,
Thank you very
I
much.
If
have
they
a
converge, they
hunch.
converge.
I have a hunch this is going to go away.
Thank you
is that
very
someone
much.
you would want to have served with? I mean, my God, I don't
Yeah.
understand
Well,
again why
actually-
someone with your
Thank you very
resume,
much.
you were in Fallujah for God's sakes. Would you want someone,
So
a
Thank you very
commander, to
much.
say that to you, to blame everybody
Thank you very much.
else?
So, I guess with the
Thank
with
you
these,
very much.
with these with these main
Thank you very much.
what these mainstream media characters want is
Thank you very much.
Trump to have shut down the entire country
Thank you very much.
on January 31st. You didn't know what they would have said if he
Thank
had,
you very
Oh,
much.
dear God, they went crazy just over him shutting the plots down from
Thank you very
China.
much.
They would have gone ballistic. But yet it's something really
Thank you very
handy
much.
to beat him over the head with afterwards in hindsight, isn't it?
Thank you
well,
very much.
That's the point. It just I don't get it. Why would you
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Do we need to pull this over? Let me drive.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, so now I completely
Great,
we're
Robert.
completely off
Thank you
track.
very much.
Thanks, Boogie. Thanks for the lemons, Boogie.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So if he had shut down the entire country January
you very
31st,
much.
they would have gone ballistic. Said he was crazy. You know, what's he doing?
Thank you very much.
So this guy can't win for nothing. It's just ridiculous. It's gotten completely
very
out of
much.
control. What do you say, Doc?
Thank you very
That
much.
last little bit because he really tells him, I think, if I remember correctly.
Thank you very much.
Well, yeah, the press briefings are getting ridiculous. I mean, you could just tell by the way they're acting.
Thank
at the
you
press
very much.
briefing. It's just, it's completely out of control.
Thank you very much.
Well, he saw that. He just didn't have one. Yesterday, he came out and said what he had
Hey,
to
you
say.
subscribed.
He
Does it feel
went back
good?
and didn't answer any questions. He was spanking them.
Thank you very
Today,
much.
he didn't even bother. And they were all texting going, he brought us all the way,
Because you'd be in
get
jail.
ready, and then didn't put a lid, he or the vice president put a lid
Thank you
on
very
it,
much.
meaning they canceled it or didn't have it, chose not to have it. So they were all up in
Thank you very
arms about
much.
that. It does not matter what the man does. And just like they used to say,
Thank
if
you
he
very
cured
much.
kids, find fault with it. Well, he just did. And they do have
We're
fault
going
with
to
it
build
because
the wall.
hydrochloroquine has a
Thank you
huge
very
list
much.
of potential things that they can use it for. Amongst
Thank you very much.
aggressive brain cancer, lung cancer.
Thank you very
There's
much.
just so many things. It's very promising. They'd rather die than give him that credit,
We're going to build the wall.
or us die. Doesn't matter which.
I don't know how somebody did it, but
Thank
somebody
you very much.
somebody switched my one of my alerts to
We're
from
going to build the wall.
there it is, Make America Hate Again. I don't know how they did that.
Thank you very much.
I know it wasn't that. I know I didn't pick that. So we're gonna have
We're
to change
going
it
to build the wall.
and refresh it and get it out of there. I don't know who did that.
Hey, you subscribed. Does it feel good?
Thank you for this.
We're going to
Boogie.
build the wall.
Let me see. Okay, well, we'll just swap it out with this one then.
We're going to build the wall.
I don't know who in the world did that. How'd that
We're
happen?
going to build the wall.
What's that?
I said, I'm not saving you.
We're going to build the wall.
While I'm gonna play the video. while
If
I
something
fix
goes
this.
wrong, and then to say, I have a hunch the
Yeah.
enemy's not going to be in there. Let's attack.
Sure, no,
We're going
I
to
understand
build
that.
the
So here's how
wall.
I would describe my answer to that. When bullets are flying past my
We're
head,
going to
I
build
don't need
the
to raise my
wall.
voice. And I write about this in my book too. Calm breeds calm, panic breeds panic.
We're going to
Um,
build.
you know, being an optimistic, positive, and exuding positivity and calmness in crisis is exactly how we ask our SEALs to lead. And now I'm not sure I see a lot of evidence for blaming others, maybe blaming China, although there's a lot of evidence for that. So maybe that's a good place to play blame. But
I
haven't
did it
seen
last
Trump
week.
blaming, Democrats here, or he's exposing hypocrisy, and maybe we're confusing that with blame. But no, I mean, again, calm breeds calm, and that's how we would lead in the SEAL teams.
Okay.
So he wanted Trump to. This is another thing I don't understand. He wants Trump, or they all want Trump to go out there and act hysterical, and then they'd say he's unhinged and unfit for office.
And I'm so
I didn't
cold.
ki- I
And
didn't
him
kill
on
you.
the stress of his office.
I didn't kill the alerts. I just tried to fix that one. I
I
don't
don't
know
hear
why.
him anymore.
I don't know why it went away. I didn't try to kill it.
So he thinks, Boogie. I bet he did it on purpose.
Thank
Bookster,
you very
I-
much.
I'd be
There we
taking
go.
that
It's
if I were you.
it's back.
Hey, you subscribed. Does it feel good?
Okay,
We're
Fox
going to
News.
All right, well, let's get going. We are not going to cover anything, Yankee.
Fox
We only
News.
got 23 minutes left.
I'm trying. Fox News. Thunderbirds honor coronavirus responders in Colorado with completely amazing flyover. I got through that without somebody giving us.
Thank you very much.
Boogie.
Famous last words.
First,
Thank you very much.
Oh, it's one of these Fox News ones. I don't think
Thank
the
you
video's
very
gonna
much.
play, Doc. Come on.
Honey, I don't have anything. I mean,
Thank you very much.
it won't play any of my sources.
Oh,
Thank
maybe.
you very
Here we
much.
go. I'm gonna try to play it this way. I always have trouble with Fox News. I don't know why.
Thank you very much.
Sometimes they play, sometimes they don't.
Probably because
Thank you
Paul
very
Ryan's
much.
on the board. Probably doesn't have anything to do with it, but I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Thank you
I'd
very
like to
much.
for everything else going wrong there too.
They probably want you to log in and join and
Thank you
and
very
all this
much.
crazy stuff to play the videos. I'll go on to the next one. If I hear it start
Thank you
playing,
very
I'll go
much.
back.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna up my mic here so I
Thank you
can
very
get
much.
above the Boogie Bumper Lemon alerts and everybody else.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
very
the
much.
donations, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thanks for giving my co-host help.
Thank you very much.
Steve Guest. Fox News' Chris Wallace calls out
Thank you
Nancy.
very
Oh,
much.
finally. It only took him how long
He
now?
lost initially in
Thank
January
you
and
very
February,
much.
Let's start it over again.
as you are right now, have been very critical of President Trump,
Thank you very much.
especially for what you say is the time that he lost initially in January
Thank
and
you very
February in responding to the virus. But I want to point out
Thank
that
you
on
very
February 24th, you went on a walking tour of Chinatown to
Thank
try
you
to
very
promote
much.
tourism there. And here's some of what you had to say.
That's what we're trying to do today, is to
Thank you
say
very much.
everything is fine here. Come, because precautions have been taken.
Thank you
We
very
think
much.
it's very safe to be in Chinatown and hope that others will come.
Thank
If
you
the
very
president underplayed the threat in the early days, Speaker Pelosi, didn't you as well?
No, what we're trying to do is to end the discrimination, the stigma that was going on against the Asian American community.
I can't. You gotta be kidding me. No, I wasn't downplaying the coronavirus. I was fighting discrimination.
And you know what? She wasn't socially distancing. She wasn't doing anything, even back then. You know, I surely we had social distancing, but they would know not to get up on it. She was up in there acting like she was their best friend. Mm-hmm. What do you know about you, Nancy?
I wasn't. I knew it was a real threat, coronavirus. How
That's
could
why
you?
you got so mad whenever he stopped all the spots from China that literally saved our butts. I mean, really. Oh.
I mean, how could you sit there with a straight face on national television and go, I knew it was a severe threat. The president didn't take it as a threat. When I went to Chinatown, I was just fighting. I was a social justice warrior. That's different.
Oh, I'm saying, well, you would think if that she would be able to get teeth that fit, you know, with all those zillions she's taking from the drug cartels, selling our country out. But she doesn't do that either. And you'd think she'd think twice about drinking before she goes on national TV, but she does that too. So why are we surprised that she was in Chinatown telling everybody, come on down, come get your woohoo virus. Come on. Billy up to the bar. Come get it with all of us.
The funny part is she does it with such ease. Just watch this. It just flows right out of her mouth. She doesn't
She
have to
had 40
stop.
years
Think
in
about
public
it.
office to perfect it. I mean, if I'd had 40 years doing something, I'd be darn good at it too.
It just
You know?
flows right out. Like,
If she hadn't done squat. You know, it's funny. They always say, well, we're going to fix it. Well, why hadn't you done that the last 30 or 40 freaking years you've been in office? Because you're corrupt. You're a liar. You're a hag. Get out. We're done with you.
it just watch how it just flows right out of her mouth. I'm just amazed.
To do is to end the discrimination, the stigma that was going out against the Asian American community. And
Was there a stigma? Because I didn't hear about it. Did you?
No, I didn't hear a person even think about anybody in our country being connected to it. I mean, they try to build it out of nothing. You know, that's the way they do. That's their part of their wrap-up smear is saying something getting it reported, getting others to pick up on it. Isn't that called the wrap-up smear? Isn't that what she so proudly proclaimed? Well, here we see it in full motion. So, you know what? All I got to say to her is kiss my grits. TikTok.
Now, if
I hope they sell tickets to see you in Gitmo or whatever prison you land up in.
now,
I'll
Chris-
be sure and pay top price for my ticket.
if Chris Wallace was a real journalist, he'd come back with, how is the no ban bill doing? Where is the no ban bill? Is it coming up for a vote?
Yeah, Nancy.
He
Y'all
didn't-
gonna reconvene
but
and take a vote on it?
that's
Oh
because
no, you're too afraid.
these people are not journalists. They're just jackasses on TV.
I told you they're empty seats. All they do is pick people that they can dress up that will be, just spit out whatever they want and be grateful for the paycheck.
Mhm.
So that's all they are. I'm over them.
So no follow-up, tough
We have
follow-up
new
question.
media. We have people like Boogie and us and Chris and Kimmy and all these people that share everything that research, that go out and look, that aren't beholden to anybody. That's where you get your truth. So if you want to have it, tune in. We're always at least 2 to 4 weeks ahead of mainstream media. Seriously. So
Sometimes months ahead of them because
well,
if I was sitting there
years.
if I was sitting there with this dolt, number one, I would not have let her get away with that answer. But number two, where's the follow-up question? Come on, Wallace, you're paid millions of dollars? I mean, I can figure this out. You can't.
Dollars to softball him.
Yeah.
He just skated by on his daddy's name. What has he ever done? Nothing.
But they're
I don't
all. It's not just him. They're all doing this. They're all terrible.
Bad, isn't it?
And in
All
fact,
right,
if you will look, the record will show that our Chinatown has been a model of containing and preventing the virus. So I'm confident.
So that was a model when everybody was out in the street within 2 inches of each other, all around her. That was a model of containing the virus. But Trump bad man because he didn't shut down the country January 31st. This was in the third week of February or the fourth week of February that she was in Chinatown.
I think it was like the third week. If I'm not mistaken.
Come on, Wallace. Ask a tough follow-up. Come on.
Confidence in our folks there and thought it was necessary to offset some of the things that the president and others were saying.
So she was there to offset the racism. That's what she was there for. The virus wasn't a problem because the Chinese people, they
and all of our fellow Chinese Americans. Oh yeah, right.
The Chinese people, they dip themselves in bleach before I come there. I can do that because I'm part Asian. So if anybody has a problem with it, oh well. That's not right. I'm a racist against myself. Yes.
I thought there was something a little suspect about you. Put my finger on it, though.
No, it's not Chinese though. I'm not part Chinese, so maybe that's the difference, right?
But why are you farming for coins when you have a heavy bag?
Oh, let's go.
About Asian Americans and making them a target of violence across the country.
Where was all the violence? I just want one article of all the violence. She said across the country, so it can't be just one article, right?
Much.
It's got to be thousands of articles of violence against Asian Americans, right? Where I didn't hear about this violence against Asian Americans across the country. Did you?
Nope.
So why is Mr. Millions of Dollars allowing her to spin this crap? Is what it is. It's crap.
Because he's a puppet. Because he's another establishment puppet. And now Paul Ryan and all of them sit on the board. So, it's a lost cause. What can we say?
But why are you farming for coins when you have a heavy bag?
country. In fact, some hate crimes.
But forgive me,
being
don't you
committed.
think that when you're out walking without any mask, I understand this is February, not April when this happened.
Yeah.
See, where's the follow-up question? What violence are you talking about? He's a news anchor. He should know, right? If he hasn't heard of all this violence across the country, then, and he's sitting right there, he should say, well, Speaker Pelosi, where's your evidence of this violence across the country? For you to go down to Chinatown, be 2 inches away from thousands of people to stop racism and hate. Where's your evidence? I haven't seen it. I'm here at the news desk. God, these people suck.
And saying that there's no threat, it's perfectly safe there. Weren't you also adding to this perception that there wasn't such a threat generally?
No,
I was saying that you should not discriminate against Chinese Americans, as some in our administration were doing.
Okay, if that's the case, I think families should gather together at churches and say, we're here to stop discrimination against churches. Right? Or we're here at the playground to stop discrimination against swing sets. That's why we're here, all gathered in tightly and close together. Would that be okay? But hey, Chris, there was violence against swing sets all across America. We were trying to stop the violence against the swing sets.
By the way they were labeling the flu and that. No, indeed. And again, I think if you check the record, and it's current, you will see that that Chinatown has been a model in all of this. And that's what we're saying. Look to them for answers. Don't look to them to place blame.
Oh, so
as you are right now, have been very critical.
You go to Chinatown for answer. You don't go to the doctor. Now you don't even go to the doctors for answers. You go to Chinatown for the answers because they're the model. You make this stuff up.
But why are you a farmer for coins when you have a heavy bag?
Oh, let's get a couple more in here, Doc, since Boogie, I think Boogie might have left and all the alert stopped. He thought I turned it off, so maybe he left. Fox 31 Denver. A Loveland farmer has been helping her neighbors since COVID-19 pandemic hit in Colorado. Oh, what's she doing? Oh, it's an article. I got to open up the article. She's helping neighbors by giving away eggs. Oh, that's nice. Since at the local stores here, you can only buy 2 cartons of eggs at a time now.
Mm-hmm.
2 pieces of meat. Can't buy more than that.
Well, here they had, I saw that from number one, I always stay stocked. So I had, way before this hit, I had plenty of eggs. But here they have big boxes of like 60 or 75 eggs. And so they said, limit yourself to 1. So I got one every day I went. I didn't go that many times. I just went a couple times. But just saying, I've got eggs for a while. Anybody want to come over for a Dutch baby in the morning?
This one's for Coffee Talk with Sandra. She's going to start a new show soon. Make sure you follow Coffee Talk with Sandra on DLive.
Donald Trump don't trust China. China is asshole.
Loveland, Colorado. A Loveland farmer has been helping her neighbors since COVID-19 pandemic hit Colorado. My family raised me to share when you can share. Sarah Mayer of Sarah's Pick of the Coop said. Ooh, Pick of the Coop.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get to pick your own chicken? Mayer has been giving away hundreds of dozens of eggs. Wow, hundreds of dozens, in part due to a surplus of the product. Yes, there's a surplus, but you can only buy 2 cartons of eggs here. I thought there was a surplus. Just like milk. I have a customer that works at a yogurt factory. I almost said factory. Yogurt factory down the road, and he's not working now because they're dumping all the milk out into fields. Mm-hmm. So they have no milk to make yogurt. Does that make sense?
It's been going to a large part of it's been going to restaurants. Well, the restaurants aren't doing near the business because they're only doing drive-throughs. So I have seen where several instances they were able to take some of that and donate it to local food banks and some things like that. So hopefully we're going to be working on that because we've got to have our food supply chain steady. But I think America is about to go back to work. So I think this is going to be mostly short-lived.
Chanel, I think it's Chanel Ryan, right? Is
Yeah.
it Chanel Ryan? Own breaking U.S. Energy. And what they've done to this poor woman, they stick her behind a rope against the wall in the White House. This is that press, these prostitutes or whatever you want to call
They
them.
threw her out of the association. They voted her out.
But wait a minute.
Left nasty notes on her desk.
The little weasel there. What's his name? I don't
Oh,
know.
Chubby Cheeks. Are you talking about Chubby Cheeks? Or are you talking about that mean winch bag?
No, not her, but who's the one that's always crying? The guy from CNN.
The man. That's he sits on the POTUS's right hand, like second row back.
He's the
I know
one
who
that
you're talking about. I
he's
can't
the one
remember his
that
name.
yanked the microphone out of the girl's hand or wouldn't let her have it back. That worked for the White House. They threw him out for a few weeks, and he went to court to get put back in.
Mm-hmm.
These same people threw her behind a rope against the wall because they don't like the questions she asks.
Still, it's worse than that. They threw her out of the association, meaning she is not eligible to be there.
Jim Acosta.
The
There you go.
only reason that Chanel is there is because she's been the invited guest of the press secretary before McEnemy. What was her name? She wasn't there very long. She was FLOTUS's secretary on her staff, and she's gone back to that. Stephanie Grisham, I think is her name. Anyway, she invited Chanel, and that's the only reason she was there. Because when you get kicked out of the association, you're not eligible to be in the pool to be in those pressers. So they effectively kicked her out of the White House, basically.
They kicked her
And
out
so-
because she doesn't toe the line with their
That's right.
dumb, inane questions. They're attacking, constant
intelligent
attacks.
question.
Well, here's a
Makes
tweet
her
from her.
think
Let's
about
get back.
women. Oh, they can't have that.
Let's get back to her. Breaking U.S. Energy Secretary Dan Brule announces he has been authorized to expand the strategic petroleum reserves to 1 billion barrels.
Yay. And we're filling them up to the brim while gas is so cheap. And I love a president that is smart enough to do that. I've wondered why they didn't do that. Take advantage of the good price. So,
Right.
Again, they lambasted him for that. They've lambasted him for everything. But at least he saw that our reserves were not enough because they usually use that to buffer Americans against price gouging. So it gives us greater capability, plus it prepares us for the future. So win-win.
The Pendulum. Promises made, promises kept. I grabbed this one because I saw that title. Trump War Room, a retweet of the Trump War Room. General Motors' first ventilators arrived Friday at hospitals just 1 month after conversations about the possibility of GM manufacturing the devices began. The contract with the government resulted from President Trump's use of the Defense Production Act, the Detroit News.
Their CEO gave him some lip at the beginning and was not being cooperative. I don't know all the details, but I know he wasn't cooperating. And they did invoke that. And with the backlash he got at 3M, he changed his tune very quickly and they got right to work. But again, sometimes they have to use that to protect the people. It isn't always a thumb on them.
Thank you very much.
A means that needs to be invoked so that they can legally get out of their other commitments to be able to focus on that. So not sure exactly because I think POTUS was not really wanting to throw them under the bus, but I took note and I think everybody else needs to. 3M either needs to step up and continue to show that they're patriots, or we will remember this after this is all over and done with. You know, as women, we remember things that hadn't even happened yet. So don't test me, buddy.
The sad part is
Get them out.
the sad part is that GM still owes the government billions of
Thank you
dollars
very
they
much.
never paid back.
Yep.
And Ford never took a dime.
Mm-hmm. And they're doing great.
So Fox News, the U.S. Supreme Court on Thursday upheld a lower court's decision that an immigrant with lawful permanent resident status cannot fight deportation due to a previous offense, even though that crime was not grounds for his removal. So
Winning.
if you committed a crime and you're here lawfully, they can remove you now, which they fought that. The Democrats fought that. In a 5-4 ruling with conservative justices on one side and liberals, of course, on the other, the court ruled for the Trump administration in holding that the statute in question was, as drafted by Congress, requires deportation in any case. In the case of Andre Barton, even though the assault offenses that prevent him from appealing were not enough to deport him in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So bye, Andre.
Doodles.
Okay, we got time for one or two more stories. I just wanted to bring this one up because this is kind of disturbing, to be honest with you. This is from Ronna McDaniel, GOP chairwoman. State Rep Wislet nearly died from coronavirus, but because she dared to say something positive about real Donald Trump, Michigan Democrat Party bosses are effectively kicking her out of the party. You got to be kidding me.
And they did, the governor, that lovely woman, has been real ugly with her, and she's come out in the open and talked about it. So good for her. She did not let them intimidate her. Her and the rep from, I think it is Georgia, the Warner, I think is his name, or Varner. Yep. He really stood up and was going to quit and resign, and instead decided that he was going to keep on keeping on regardless. POTUS told her that she had to join the Republicans. We'd treat you a lot better.
We got it's unbelievable. If you agree with the president, it's just, I'm surprised they haven't done that to Kristen Sinema, but she's a senator, which is, it's easier to kick a state party rep out than it is a sitting senator. They don't want to do that. Even though she's gone against Schumer.
She hasn't come out publicly in full support of POTUS or anything like that. This woman dared to thank Trump for the hydrochloroquine treatment.
Doc,
they would rather us die than have. Let's put it in perspective. So why wouldn't they be upset?
Hey, Moscow bitch. That's not what he said. Now go yourself. You're such a dumb. I don't normally block people, but if you're going to spread bullshit, I told you before, you're going to get blocked. God, go read the transcript, retard.
Oh, he's just trying to get you to go.
Terrence Williams.
Nobody else does.
Terrence Williams, Nasty Nancy. Nancy Pelosi wipes her nose and touched the podium that her colleagues use. Disgusting spreading of germs. Let's see. Oh,
legislation. Shit. So we come to the floor. Important piece of legislation. So we come to the floor.
Oh, Nancy, put your hands out. Put your hands out, Nancy. You're nasty. Wash your hands.
Important piece of legislation. So we come.
Okay, that's all the time we have for this show. Oh, I'm all sweaty from all of Boogie's alerts there. Join us for the Speakeasy Show. We'll be on in about 10 or 15 minutes. I blocked Moscow bitch. Don't worry about him. He just comes in and repeats stupid stuff. It's not worth the time.
Y'all don't let him get on because he gets excited whenever y'all feed him.
Number one, his name is Moscow Mitch, which he's still under the Russian thing. So Boogie is a problem. Yes, Boogie is a problem. So
you're Western. You're exactly right.
Come and check us on the Speakeasy in a few minutes. We'll be up as quickly as possible. If you're going to be on, if you're a co-host and you're going to be on, please jump on the Zoom.
Thank you very much.
Doc will post the information for the Zoom in the Telegram room for me, so I can set up for the
Thank you very much.
Speakeasy show, right, Doc?
I will real quick before I go take my designated break.
Thank you very much.
We got some funny Australian.
No feeling in my legs.
I pulled some funny Australian stuff for the in honor of Boogie's raping last night, so it should be funny. We got some funny stuff.
Go refill your libations, get your favorite snack, and come join the gang on the Speakeasy. We're going to catch you on the flip side. So thanks for coming, guys. Sorry we didn't get all of our material in, but next week I'll herd the gnats better.
The flip side is about 10 or 15 minutes. We'll be back on with the Speakeasy show, which tonight I think we're gonna have to skip politics tonight.
Thank you very much.
I think that we're going to have to.
If Boogie raids us, we're gonna
be prepared. Bill's on a roll.
Okay, we'll see you in about 10 or 15 minutes. When we set up, we'll be right back.
Bye, y'all. Come back and see us. You hear?
I didn't know Boogie was sick.
But why are you farming for coins when you have a heavy bag? But why are you farming for coins when you have a But why are you farming for coins when you But why are you farming for coins when you have a heavy bag?
He's really keeping that one
DLive.tv/Jacob. Love Jacob here on the show. But why are you farming for coins when you have a heavy bag?
I think we got rituals.
It's Corona time. Hey, it's Corona time right now. It's Corona time. Corona time.
But why are you farming for coins when you have a heavy bag?
Yes, we'll be back in 10 or 15 minutes. 10 or 15 minutes, we'll be back. Back on DLive. Yep.
But why are you farming for coins? But why are you farming for coins when you? But why are you farming for coins when you have a heavy bag?
Donald Trump don't trust China. China is asshole.
And just like that, I'm working for the Chinese again. Check it out. I blinded us with science.
I like the way you think, girlfriend.
This is gonna film like presentation.
Just here to see if you needed another voice. I don't know if who's on tonight or not.